Welcome to the Instagram stories for Wednesday, January 5th. I am actually traveling today, so if you don't mind, I'm going to play another clip of the recent podcast episode I did with Nicole Tremelio. You can find the Instagram stories podcast wherever you get podcasts. Here's a clip where we talk about how to build a cult following for your brand and to make people feel something. I think you're going to like this clip. So you said so much good stuff there. I want to go back to what you said right from the outset about helping someone develop that cult following and really make people feel something. How do you actually do? I mean, you mentioned some of them, but if someone said to you, I want my customers to feel something, I want potential buyers to feel about me the way they feel about Apple or whatever other brands people are into, what, I'm sorry to put you on the spot with this, but how would you answer that concisely?
I can answer it concisely. It's all about identity. So Apple, let's take them as an example. Were they the first company to ever come out with a cell phone? No.
No.
Are they the best cell phones? I mean, I have one, but
It's arguable. Some people say yes, some people say no.
Right? Well, best subjectively, but best in terms of hardware, software, the camera. No, they're not. So wait a second. How about if they weren't the first and they're not the best, they must be the cheapest? No, they're
Not even
not.
close. Not even close.
So it's like, wait a second. If they're not the best, they're not the first, they're not the cheapest, why do they still own so much of the market share? Why are people so obsessed with them? And it's because of the identity piece. It's even think of that commercial from, 20 years ago or whatever, where it's like, remember they had the PC guy and the Mac guy? And it's like, this is a PC guy. He's like uncool and
stuffy, and he wore a tie.
Right. And Mac is like, you're cool. You're on the pulse of trends. You're an individual. And one of the things that they really play up to is that individualism, putting the power of technology into the hands of the individual consumer. That is what made them succeed.
Okay, so how would a brand, a company, a client potentially replicate that without the Apple budget?
Yeah, absolutely. It costs $0 to be clear on your core values. And once you figure out what those core values are, for me personally, enthusiasm, expression, curiosity, and connection are my core values. And so every single decision that I ever make, every action step that I take forward connects back to one of, if not all, or some kind of combination of those values. And that's how you know that you're living in integrity as a human being, as an entrepreneur, as an individual, or as a brand or company. If what you are doing matches that identity of the person or the being or the company of who you want to be.
I really love this topic, and it was a great interview with Nicole. I'm super proud of it. Check out the Instagram Stories podcast wherever you get your podcasts. And also, I've linked to it in the show notes. So if you're listening on Apple Music or Spotify, you can go directly there. I'm all about trying to make things easy for you. Okay, that's going to do it for today's show. Be sure to come back tomorrow for more Instagram news, strategy, tips, and more.
I'm not yet a member of the Instagram team, but my podcast covers many Instagram themes. But the name, image, logos are trademarks of Instagram and the LCC in the USA and every territory. Everything I publish independently. Until they let me run my team and start to pay my salary. Not sponsored or endorsed, no lies, no fallacy. I use their logo with permission, not malicious or callously. No trademark violation, filling all criteria. Follow me on Instagram or Twitter at Daniel Hill Media.
When I found out I was going to be a parent, I immediately felt a lot of anxiety and worry. So I went on to BetterHelp to try to look for a therapist to help me with that.
My relationship with my family and with my boyfriend and with myself were suffering. I really needed help.
I was ruminating a lot. Really getting those thoughts out to a therapist and getting feedback was just life-changing.
Discover what BetterHelp Online Therapy can do for you. Visit BetterHelp.com today.